Now, this is an important question because my wife actually went to 7 rehabilitation facilities and she fell down the stairs in her 7th rehab and actually spent 28 days in ICU in UCLA and unfortunately succumbed to the disease about 4.5 years ago. But a lot of people ask me, why did she go to so many rehabs and was she willing to go? Like this particular question is, I've heard you say some of the rehabs were by you, putting you, I put her in them as opposed to being court ordered. Didn't she ever refuse to go or say, no, I'm not going? And to be honest with you, no, she didn't, because it was a little bit more complicated a lot of times for her. And really, she went to rehabs for different reasons. Sometimes she just wanted to go to detox because she would go to a detox rehab and she really wanted to detox rather than having to go detox at home and going through all the anguish and just the craziness or ending up in the emergency room. So sometimes her incentive was just simply she wanted to get some Valium so she could get through the next couple of days and she would agree to go to the rehab. Not really the optimal reason to go. The first time we went, which was her incentive, was because she got a DUI. I think back in 2014 was her first rehab, and she needed it for the court. And she also realized that it was time because she needed some professional help, and she did recognize that. And we did have plenty of health care, and that made it easier. And she actually did the work of finding the particular place that she wanted to go to, and I was more than happy to take her. That was the first time, but let's delve into some of the other reasons she went to rehabs. And one thing I want to point out is that rehabilitation facilities aren't just for the alcoholic in your family. They're also for the family themselves because they're going to get a 30, 60, or 90-day break from the alcoholic. And that time period can be a time for healing for the family just as much as the alcoholic. Now, the alcoholic in your family, they're going to go through a whole process of detox, and then they get, that can go anywhere from 2-3 days to a week, depending on how bad you are when you're coming in. I mean, if you need, more intensive care. She was usually there for like 3 days, and then they would put her in the general population of the rehabilitation facility, and she went to about 4 different ones. There was one place that she went 4 times that she really liked in Palm Springs. And this particular location, well, I mean, they did a lot of group therapy, which I appreciated. But on that note, there were some things that sometimes I think she was just kind of placating the situation as well. But as far as intervention goes, it was really ended up, she was really willing to go each time. And the intervention was, look, you've been on a bender for a month, 2 months. You've been drinking constantly for as long as we can remember, another 6-8 months since the last rehab, or a year since you went last time, and not a whole lot's changed because you're not doing the aftercare work, which was always her downfall. And unfortunately, she would, come to that realization that because she was having physical problems. And a lot of times it was the DUI. She had a second DUI and a third DUI and a fourth DUI. And these were all catalysts for her going to another rehab. It was a break for myself, obviously. And the other side of it was, in the summertime, my parents were getting older in 2013, 14, and 15. My mother passed away in 2015, and I've documented that, what happened there with Amanda. But, I needed a break, and I needed to be able to go see my family in the summertime. So putting her in a rehab for 30 days quite often gave me that opportunity to escape and go see my family as my parents were getting older, and to see my extended family. And it was much easier to travel without her. And it was really more of a self-preservation thing, traveling with her. And I've told stories about what happened in that direction. It was just impossible, really, to travel with someone who is so far down the rabbit hole of alcohol use disorder. So to answer this question directly, she really did go voluntarily most of the time. And sometimes I had to do a little bit of coaxing, like, sit down and have a one-on-one, and explain to her what's been going on. Look, there's bottles, cans all over the place. This has just been mayhem for too long. And then she would realize herself. I mean, she would come to that same conclusion. She genuinely wanted to work on herself, and I think there were some activities that went on with the group therapy and the bonding with the other women in the place that I think was particularly attractive to her. The problem with her was that she never really did the follow-up work. She never did the group therapy afterwards. She never took it seriously because she wasn't as bad as everybody else. And I think her general attitude was, the whole process was kind of below her for whatever reason, and I never understood that. And the other thing that's really important is that she could never answer one simple question, and I used to ask it all the time. And if you have an alcoholic in your family and they cannot answer this question with real conviction, they're going to have a rough road. And it goes like this: do you think you can stop drinking for the rest of your life? I mean, is that your goal, to never drink again and be quiet? And if the goal is, oh, absolutely, I want to stop drinking, okay, that's good. Amanda could never answer that. Okay, and if you have an alcoholic in your family and they can't answer that simple question, it's going to be a shit show. I guarantee you that, because that's not their goal deep down inside. So really, to sum up this video, it's really essential that the alcoholic in your family is going to rehabs with the right intentions, that they want to go, they're going to get to work, and this is the first day of the rest of their life, and they got to have that kind of mentality. If they don't, half-hearted efforts just are not going to be successful, and you have to see that. The real work starts when they get out. So again, I have a complete coaching program. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Link is in the bio. Set up a Zoom call. It's in my link tree. It's called the Breakthrough Call. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. We do a deep dive with you and any family members you want to come along. And I'm really looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of their family. And I've helped thousands of people. And again, thanks for listening.